Hiya. So it's me again, and today we are back with another episode of the Champion Legion progression. And even though the last week was the big week of the Star Forcing event and stuff like that, it seems that we have decided to not press the brakes whatsoever and go all in on the gas. We are still going and making huge gains, whether it be Star Forcing, cubing, levels. This week was another eventful week, so definitely sit down, have a cup of tea, and remember to like, comment, and sub, or I will literally eat your mesos faster than Star Forcing does. Good luck, have fun, I guess. Of course. Well, at least we're blowing them up. It's all good, man. Those odds totally make sense, man. Like, you can't make this shit up, man. Like, you actually can't make this shit up, dude. Safeguard didn't even change anything there. Yeah, that's a 2%. It's all good. Hey, listen, we're clearing up inventory space, that's fine. I don't care. Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, look at that. We're getting walled, of course. Yeah, this game is a fucking joke. Oh my god. That was really funny. That was really funny, man. That was really fucking funny, dude. Oh my god. It's gonna boom in 2 taps, I'm calling it. 1, 2, boom. I lied. So I've already had like 7 attempts, 19 to 20. Notice how not a single one has passed yet. Kinda crazy, huh? I'm telling you, this thing is popping like a balloon. Because it's on 19 and it didn't go. And now it's just bugging out at 15. All good, man. Take as much time as you need. It's all good. Fuck. GG, bro. Alright. Cool. Sick. So we're up in that regard. That was pretty cheap. What else are we doing? And now this character is... Jesus Christ. What am I missing? Okay, we're definitely not doing that. What else can I pop like a balloon in here? Okay, so we're done with Twilight Marks. Thank God, I can get rid of all of this. Oh my god, get it out of my inventory. Ew, man. These are done. Like, realistically, I don't need these either. I don't, like, I'm actually going to be switching to pits. I don't think I need these. Like, I'm actually holding on to them for the just in case. Quite literally. Alright, fuck it, man. GG, bro. Oh. Okay. Alright, that's that. 23 it. Wow, man, you're so funny. You're so funny. Haha, 23 it. Yeah, I will. Look at how many day breaks this character for no reason, bro. Like, for no reason. No, 100%, 100%, bro. Gollux, like, I've been looking at it for too long, bro. It looks ugly. You're actually right, you're actually right. 2%, by the way. I want to make that very clear for everybody in chat. That was a 2% chance. How many items already? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Alright, yeah. Back to planet Earth. Yeah. Yep. Pow, 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 pow. Pow, pow, pow. What? Okay. Wall. Yeah, it's standard stuff. Yeah, walled again. Yeah. I'm telling you, every single time you get walled, you boom like 3 taps after. I'm telling you, this shit is a pattern. This shit is actually a pattern, bro. Ouch. No worry, dude. This doesn't hurt me. We're all good. This is literally pocket change for me. It's all good, man. I don't have to get this right now. I'm okay with waiting, even if it takes a long time. Yeah, 2% by the way. That's how 2% work. I tap like 3 times and I pop a 2%. Alright, we'll do one more. Full tilt? No, I'm not tilting. I'm okay, man. I've already got the gains for today. I'm not even mad. Like, I shouldn't even have made gains today. Look at this character's inventory. It's actually free. I can breathe. We're okay. We've already made our gains for 10 bill. This is just bonus. Except you never actually get it because I mean yeah, I mean yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a 30%. That's how 30%'s work. No, it's all, bro. It's only 19 that is the fakest star in the game. 19 to 20, I've never seen anything faker in my fucking life. That shit is not real. See? This is more of what a 2% is like. I actually get room to breathe. Okay, yeah, just see my money. It's all good. This daybreak is not tanking, bro. It's eating. It is hungry. Like, look at this. Hello. Oh, I saw 17. No way, dude. That's so poggers. That's so poggers. Yeah. See, that was more of what a 2% is. That's a real 2%. That actually felt like a real 2%. This is why I only tap on 5, 10, 15 or shining. Bro, listen, this session was still fine. We did okay. I got my money's worth. I said one more, but this, okay, this is actually the last one, I promise. This is actually the last one. I promise this is the last one. Yeah, what, you're telling me this isn't... Wait. 30%. Wow, look at this. I'm telling you, the frequency in which that actually happens, where you just bug out at 15, is way too high. For an over 30%, because we have star catching. Like, that shit is fucking insane. And then I get walled. Okay, this thing's popping like a balloon. Goodbye. 07, Daybreak. It's been nice. Yup, this thing is 100% popping. Alias, what's going on, brother man? This thing, yeah, this thing is popping. Oh. 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 Oh my god, yeah, we're so done. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Alright, yeah, we're up 322s on this character. Okay. Alright, and we'll hold on to the Daybreaks, because Daybreaks are Abyss Pendant anyways. It was eating for a reason, bro. What are we saying? Worst case scenario, it's a few weeks. We have a lot of Meisters. We don't have a lot of KTs, though. Alright. Fucking Prage. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Alright, GG. Done. Done. Okay, now we're actually done. Now we're done. We're done. GG. What the fuck, dude? So let's start with the big winner of this week, in my opinion. And that is the Cannoneer. So the Cannoneer, I had an impromptu tapping session because I was very much sick of this character's inventory being full all the time. Seeing all the Gollux pieces and seeing all the pieces that I knew that I wasn't going to tap really was bugging me, so I just sent it all in just to see what would happen. So we started with a Twilight Mark because we had a huge row of Twilight Marks across the top that were just taking up space in my inventory. So I said, you know what, let's just see if it goes 22. I'll give it a few bill and see what happens. And it did. It did go 22. Not only that, we managed to get the Daybreak Pendant. We managed to get the Slime Ring because we had a whole bunch of Slime Rings stacking up. And then I got super extra greedy and still managed to get out unscathed. And we managed to get the Gollux Ring as well. So now all of our coins can go towards pendants, which means that I don't need to be dropping 700 coins on rings. Because now all we need to do is take care of pendants. And in case if we ever get a source, we just keep creating pendants so that we can transfer whenever we need to. Now, everything in this character, like the Khali, is actually 22, besides this pendant, the CRAs, and the Arcanes. So the Cannoneer is in a really nice spot. And even considering that so much of his gear is missing stars and straight up just lines of potential, this character is still incredibly strong. 166 mil clean, and with familiars it spikes up all the way to almost 180 mil. So the Cannoneer is actually working towards being the first character on my account that has over 200 mil combat power, which I think is actually quite an incredible accomplishment. And who knows, with maybe another pitched item or two, maybe a handful more stars or fixed potentials, and we'll be there. I also managed to solo Hard Saren on this character this week, which means that this character is making progress. And because we're getting symbols, we're also making progress in terms of Sacred Force. That's another gain that this character has made. We have gotten our Shangri-La to level 8. We are pushing close for an Arcus level 8 and Odium level 8. Granted, that'll be 2 weeks from now. And we're actually close to a Cernium 9, which will actually happen this week. And is going to cost me a lot of money, but I digress. This is good for Saren, this is good for Kalos, because I think for this character the only way up is actually thinking about Kalos, normal Kalos that is. We have still been running easy Kalos, and we're up to 9 fragments, which is actually quite a good amount. We're almost halfway there to our first Eternal. If I were to pick any Eternal, I'd probably go with the hat, because I might want to try some cooldown hat shenanigans on this character, even if it's not optimal, just for fun, just to see what it's like after the 2-minute changes, because this class does get affected by that after the change. Besides that, I haven't really gotten any drops this week, and in terms of our Hexamatrix, I actually decided to drop the DB for at least a little bit. I'm kind of like flip-flopping here and there before I make drop gear on my Bowmaster. Just trying to round up and get important levels for characters where I know they'll have big power spikes. So for this character, we have 10 big solar done, we have 190 fragments, and we're trying to work towards the Cannon of Mass Destruction level 20 for the 6 FD here. Besides that, if I can farm a few more fragments on top of that, so when the 3rd and 4th Mastery come out, I can just unlock them so that I have them at least. Besides that, I probably won't go higher than that. But yeah, that'll be it for the Cannoneer. Funnily enough, we actually have a bigger winner than the big winner. And I wanted to leave this one as a surprise because this is another situation where I had impromptu stuff going on. And yesterday we managed to get a mag potion from the Victory, sorry, not the Victory Badge Exchange, the Morningstar Feast, which got this character to level 260. So now we have our Hexamatrix. Just barely unlocked it yesterday, so all we have is Maestro. Really cool ability name, by the way. And we also have a Cernium symbol, which we'll level up today because it's level 1. Now, besides that, this character's inventory is different from last week. Notice anything different? Well, let's start with the elephant in the room. Yeah, this character now has a book. So just like my other champions, the Adele has also gotten its hands on a book. While doing my trades, lucky enough to see a book drop, and now this character is on the board with 1 set pitched. The only other character in my champion roster that actually needs a book is the Bowmaster, which is really funny because that character has been running Will for longer than this character. In the same week, we also managed to get an Arcane Boot, which we got the Legendary. On reveal, on the rank up, we hit double prime strength, which is nice. And then we have the gloves. Now, the gloves is kind of the reason why I decided to spend any sort of money getting these 2 items to Legendary, because I don't want to look at Absols anymore, being completely honest. So I got the gloves to Legendary after dipping through all of my free cubes, and spent maybe 4 or 5 bill on this character overall across a handful of items, that also including the slime ring. But let's start with the glove. The glove has a potential so insane for where this character is at that even though I am losing 2 set effect from the Abso, the glove potential makes up for that fact. And the boot potential is also no slouch, so having 2 set Arcane and 3 set Abso is actually straight up just better than 5 set Abso. So now I'm actually working towards breaking down the Abso set on this character. This week from the Morningstar Feast, we also managed to get a 17-star scroll, which we put towards the slime ring on this character, which also gave me grounds to get this item to Legendary. I just wanted to get it out of the way. And it hit a pretty decent potential. We like fake 3 lines. It is the closest thing you can get to a real 3 line, and it hit within 1 point something bill, so I'm happy. So overall, we're up a 17 slime ring, we're up a book, we're up boots, gloves, we have an entire 6 job, and a Cernium symbol. Now, the Adele is in a position much different than what it was last week. The Adele is actually starting to get much stronger, and I'm starting to actually feel more confident in this character, even though I've been putting relatively no effort into this character. I'd love to see a fairy heart on this character. Maybe and hopefully the next event will have one so that I don't have to worry about hearts any longer. And I'm hoping that we can get 5-star Arcane just like the Bowmaster is. Once we're over that hill, then we can start focusing on getting all the characters C10, and we'll be happy campers from there. In terms of the Hexamatrix, of course we want to see at least 1 point in everything with Hexastat before I start making decisions on whether I want to farm this character or the Bowmaster. I just want to get everything unlocked to have the damage, because it'll make progressing towards C10 easier, and in case if I ever want to do Black Mage on this character, like just trying to get a green dot in a party of 6, that'll also be possible. So I was kind of, for the past few weeks, casting the Adele to the side because I wanted to make room for the Bowmaster so that I could comfortably transition into its 6th job. But now, the Adele clearly wants its share, so we're gonna have to make do with what we have going on. And it's going to be very weird because we have 2 liberations coming up in 2 weeks, and I've got 30 bill as of right now. So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and hopefully we can get it done. Thanks to the wonderful efforts of Monster Park Extreme, the Khali is actually up a level. So now the Khali is level 277. This is another gain that we've made. Slowly making our way to 280, which is nice. But realistically speaking, nothing much has changed for the Khali. We've actually just been amassing a huge amount of frags because we are working towards going for Janus 10 on this character, and potentially even higher. As of right now, if I were to add everything I've got, I can only go to rank 6. But eventually, if we can push for more, that would be awesome. I am pushing for H. Saren solos on this character, and that is the clip that you were seeing at the beginning of this video. Now it's going to be a hard run. I genuinely think that this character is the definition of a min cut, and considering that my fountain is relatively low level, and the fact that I don't have a Genesis iframe means that there's very little room for error. And if there's bad patterns with pillars, it's going to prove to be a very hard fight. But I'm going to give it everything I have. I want to make this happen because this is my personal project, if you will. Yeah. If I was not 277, I don't think the run would be possible. I think every single bit of FD that I have is making a difference. And especially, like, I have to be, like, super consistent, so, like, if there's any sort of inconsistencies, like, the FD really makes a difference, because if I'm really pushing for the bare minimum, any sort of inconsistency over a 30-minute run in Saren will completely ruin the run. So, we're giving it everything that we have, and we're hoping that we actually get it done. Will it actually get done? I have no idea, but I'm trying my best. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the Khali. So here we are on the Marksman, and I'm gonna be honest, nothing has really changed on this character. The most important thing for this character is going to be the Liberation, and after the Liberation, depending on what my combat power actually looks like, we might try going for a hard Saren solo on this character. If anything, this is the character that needs it the most. If we can get the emblem on this character, it'd be absolutely massive, because then we can get rid of that dead dex line, on top of getting 3-set pitched, which is more stats on top of the emblem, which is really nice. We've been working towards leveling up this character's symbols, just like every other character. We actually do have a Cernium level, and we're very close to an Arcus, which means that this character is at 300, which is really nice, which means that it has enough for Kalos, so if I ever want to do N Kalos runs, I can. That option is open to me. Besides that, the Marksman, still a little bit of a disappointment, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully we really make it back with the Liberation. Granted, it's gonna be a little hard because this character's weapon is already very solid, and the majority of the gains is probably gonna come from the item itself and how it is 22 and how it comes with the lucky set effect and how it comes with 10% final damage. So yeah, that's it for the Marksman. Slowly but surely we are farming on the dual blade and we're still trying to get our Mitras. This character actually got its hands on a few levels into Azura's Anger and Phantom Blow. And realistically, that's all that's changed about the dual blade. We've slowly been racking up symbols. I think I actually do have an Arteria level. I do. So I'm actually quite a few bill deep in taxes. This is now that I'm really looking over it, this is quite awesome for me. I'm not gonna lie. On to the next. The Bowmaster is up levels everywhere. In terms of gear, this character hasn't changed. In terms of Hexastat 1 is the one thing that I've been working towards. I've been trying to max it out. But it seems that the moment we hit 3, everything has just gone downhill. We have not hit that 20% a single time. We hit it really early. We were at 4. And we're at level 3, and we still haven't even gone to level 4. So we're hoping that either it just goes full brick again, or we're hoping to go strong. We're not hoping to have a lot of hosh-posh in between, because I want to have stats that are focused in the Hexastat. Even if it's the additional stats, it's totally fine. Because the one thing that I want the most, more than anything, is as much attack as possible. In terms of the actual skills, nothing has changed. And in terms of Sacred, we have leveled up a few times. We're up to level 5, so we have enough Sacred Force for High Mountain. And the transition into Arcus will actually be relatively smooth. Another thing on this character is that we are done with Arcane Force. So the only thing that is left is the Adele. Give it a week or two through the weeklies and the event rewards, and then we can finally start claiming sacred symbols for these characters rather than arcane symbols, so that I can push them into the arcane bosses. Now, this character, all things considered, is actually still making very reasonable gains. This character is 34 mil, and I don't even doubt that this character can kill all of C10E. Now, granted, I'm not going to do it because the runs are very, very long, but it can. It took down Chaos Gloom in 17 minutes, and Chaos Lucid in about 16. Or, sorry, Hard Lucid in about 16. Not including P3 where we have to wait, but this character's damage is actually deceptively high for how low this character's combat power is. I'm actually surprised to see how strong Bowmaster is at such an early stage, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised since the archers are very strong early innately. Also, considering the fact that I have a relatively strong Legion for this character, completely doubles up on how strong this character actually feels. Now, I am trying to solo hard Lucid, especially on this character, for one reason. I still don't have a Twilight Mark, and I really want to get it so that I can get an item to 17, and I don't have to worry about this Condensed Power Crystal anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Bowmaster. And that's pretty much it overall. Trying to keep the video nice and short and sweet. Trying to get to the points that actually matter for each character. Especially for the Cannoneer and Adele, there was quite a few changes. The Bowmaster and the Khali made small gains, and I'm not gonna lie, the Marksman and DB essentially have not changed. But we are there. We have hit that point where we are pretty much past the Arcane River. All of our focus is going to be getting our characters towards and into Grandis. So passing C10E bosses and going even further beyond when it comes to Saren, when it comes to Kalos. The stronger that I can get my Cannoneer and Khali to be is more power to me, because I can use that to actually trade for my other characters so that they can get their hands on Mitra's Rage. Very, very key item towards building the pitch sets, especially very early on, and honestly one of the most consistent items, which is one of the things that I'm looking towards. Now, of course, the liberations will be or will play a big part in terms of how I actually want to approach Saren specifically. Right now, the Khali is in a spot where it can do Saren, and I'm sure with the Liberation, it will be as easy as pie. Now, granted, I'm giving it practice, and I'm going to try posting the run if I do get the clear. So definitely stay tuned for that. But yeah, that'll be it. Definitely look forward to the Liberations as much as I am. And if you guys like the videos, remember to like, comment, and sub. And definitely share it to somebody who you think is definitely trying to progress into the game and needs help or advice in terms of where they should be looking in terms of progressing at all stages in the game, because I think this is the perfect series for that. And considering that I have a bunch of characters across the entire spectrum of the game, where my DB is basically done, and then you have my Adele and my Bowmaster just getting into Grandis and just starting hard bossing. So, yeah, really, really good stuff. I'm peacing out. Much love.